And to take this conversation further, correspondent Dasuniya Thavda is joining us live on this broadcast from Colombo. And also for some insights, we are being joined by Ashok K. Kanta from New Delhi. He is a former Indian ambassador to Sri Lanka and also a distinguished fellow at Vivekananda International Foundation in New Delhi. Both of you, thank you so much for joining on this broadcast. Dasuni, if I could quickly start with you. One of the first reactions after assuming the presidency, AKD said, and I'm quoting, "I'm not a magician but an ordinary citizen." What do you make of that?
Yes, it was certainly a very bold remark to make during your first inaugural speech to the nation, where he said, "I am not a magician, I am merely an ordinary citizen of Sri Lanka. There are things that I know, things that I don't know. I have capabilities and incapabilities, but I will work towards having a positive experience as a president in this journey of being a president," which certainly shows that he himself has understood that this title as president is quite a challenging one, especially given the precarious position Sri Lanka's economic situation currently is in. And I think that is just hinting at what a challenge this might be, and that he might have to take a few unfavorable decisions as well in the future.
Right. Ambassador, let me get your reaction to AKD winning the elections in Sri Lanka. He, of course, comes from a party that has contested elections since 1994, every single one of them, but never even made it to the top three. So what is your assessment of him becoming the president now?
Well, the situation in Sri Lanka has changed very dramatically since 2022, when it had unprecedented economic and political crisis. And after People's Movement, there has been greater support for JVP and coalition it leads, NPP. So in a way, AKT, as Anura Kumara Dissanayake is popularly known, was the front runner in this election. So it was not unexpected that he will win. People wanted a change. They wanted a new government, which is very different from traditional political parties. Essentially, that was you have SLPP, SLFP, UNP, and SJB. So they were not in favor of continuing with the status quo. So it's clearly a vote for change. Now AKD has the opportunity to see how he delivers on this mandate.
Absolutely, that's something we will be tracking. Ambassador, stay with us. Daswini, who do you think Dissanayake is going to choose as his prime minister? Are you hearing anything on that front?
Well, just outside the presidential secretariat, we did see an NPP member, Dr. Nandu Jayapisa, coming out and speaking to the crowds. And when the media did question of this, he did say that there are 3 probable candidates as of right now, but he did not divulge information as to whom these 3 candidates would be. But my guess is that since the NPP has 3 parliamentary seats in parliament right now, the choice of selecting a prime minister will absolutely come from those 3 options. So that would be the 3 individuals who he was talking about. So we still don't know for sure. But yes, that was the last bit of information we got outside the presidential secretariat as to who will be the next prime minister.
Right. Ambassador, going back to a very important point that you're making, the fact is that Dissanayake has become the president, and something that you are branding as people wanted change, so they have elected Dissanayake. But the fact is also that for majority of the voters, he was not even the first choice. So how do you think that is going to play out, given that he is the president, but majority of the voters didn't really want him in the first place?
In Sri Lanka, they have the system that in presidential election, it must be 50% plus 1. But, in terms of, he may not have absolute majority, but he had a larger number of people supporting him. So it was to some extent, as you know, there were 38 candidates, so it led to certain division of votes. But a majority of them, a simple majority of them, supported Anura Kumara Dissanayake. And what is to be noted about these elections is that, 1, it was a very peaceful election. 2, there has been, very peaceful transfer of power with two other main candidates, outgoing President Ranil Wickremesinghe and opposition leader Sajid Premdasa. They have offered their full cooperation. So I think we have to work on the basis that the new president has the mandate. And as far as India is concerned, we have sent a very clear message that you'd like to work with him. As you know, he visited India in February this year at the invitation of Government of India. He had several meetings in India. And then last month, when National Security Advisor Mr. Ajit Doval visited Colombo, he had a meeting with Mr. Anura Kumara Dissanayake. Today, in fact, our High Commissioner Santosh Shah has already called on the new president. The message, plus the Prime Minister, is very warm and prompt message of felicitations to incoming president and his reply to Prime Minister. All this shows that India is fully prepared to work with him. And I think we have a shared agenda to take forward this very important relationship. We have been with Sri Lanka at an hour of difficulty. We were the first responder. And I think that engagement will continue.
All right, Ambassador. Thank you so much for getting in the Indian perspective as well. Daswani and Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast and getting us all those perspective and updates. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.